Here are 9 brutal truths about portrait photography that will give you an unfair advantage in business. Hey, I'm Sarah Petty, founder of the Photography Business Institute, and I've sold over $1 million in photography services, and I've helped over 33,000 portrait photographers build profitable businesses. A lot of my success has come from finding and really exploiting unfair advantages in an industry where most photographers stay broke. Hopefully this video helps you do the same. Let's jump right in with number 1. You don't need to work your kids' lives away to make money. When I first started, I thought the only way to make this work was to just keep piling on more clients and more sessions. So I said yes to every session, every client, every ask. One night I was downstairs at my computer and I could hear my twins upstairs giggling in the bathtub. That sound, I'll never forget it, because instead of being with them, I was glued to my computer editing photos for clients who had barely paid me anything. And it hit me. What's the point of working this hard if I'm missing the very moments I started this business for? You don't need to work your kids' lives away and just scrape by. The problem wasn't that I wasn't working hard enough. It's that I was working in a broken business model. I had 10-month-old twins, and one day I realized, Sarah, you're leaving your kids paying childcare so that you can photograph other people's kids. Listen, I started my business to be able to contribute to my family's finances, not just pay a babysitter. I remember the moment that I was holding my kids and I was feeling so happy, and then it flooded over me that, Sarah, you either have to find a way to make money with this career or you got to go do something else. And really, I knew that someone somewhere was making money with photography, and I knew it could be done. I just had to figure it out. But here's the thing. I was terrified. What if I raised my prices and I lost all my clients? What if nobody wanted what I was offering? I had all of this head trash built up in my head. The one thing I had going for me, though, was that I loved these 2 new baby humans that I created more than anything in the whole world. And because I knew someone somewhere was making money with photography, I had to set my fears in the passenger seat and keep going. My plan B, if I completely failed with this new model, I was going to leave photography forever and find another job. But the worst case scenario, losing a few months figuring this out, was way better than the guaranteed outcome of staying broke the entire time I raised my kids. The fear of regretting that I never tried became bigger than my fear of failing, because I knew there was a way to do this. I knew that I could run a business and do it in a way that could allow me to both make money and have the freedom and flexibility to put my family first. The hardest part wasn't changing my business model. It was making the decision to let go of the old way. Once I made the decision and I changed my model, everything changed for me and now my students. Check out Melissa Holkabor. She was a nurse in Grand Rapids, Michigan, who was doing 8 to 10 weddings a year, plus families, seniors, and engagements, all while working full-time and raising 2 kids. She was completely burned out from editing mountains of images. After switching to our boutique model, she was able to transition just 2 of her existing digital clients, and those 2 clients alone made her an additional $3,200. She knew she was onto something too, because the first client she got was $1,400. Truth number 2, you can't sell out of your own wallet. Listen, one of my very first clients using my new system, her name was Julie. She was a young stay-at-home mom who came in and placed an order for $1,800. And listen, I almost fainted. During the presentation, I literally tried to talk her out of many of the portraits. Why? Because at that time, we were struggling to pay bills. I also had newborn little babies, and I was projecting my own money stress onto her. I had guilt that she shouldn't spend this much because I would have never dropped $1,800 on portraits. But here's what I learned. You can't sell out of your own wallet. What a client chooses to invest in is not about us. It's about the value they see in our work. I learned that when Julie was begging to buy more and was so thrilled with her investment. Here's what I want you to know. What controls you controls your income. So I had to let go of my own financial stress because I was letting that control how much my clients should be paying for my services. The moment I stopped projecting my money fears and doubts onto them, everything shifted. Your job is to present your work beautifully and let them decide what's right for the family, because I'm telling you, they're spending money in a lot of places. I truly, to my core, believe that there are not many things in life that are worth more than having printed artwork of the people we love most. After Julie's order of $1,800, I realized that one order replaced 24 of my old $75 sessions, and it woke me up. Stop assuming for your clients, because it's not your decision. Truth number 3, your next client is at the grocery store, not on Instagram. Here's something most photographers get wrong. They think they can build a business completely from hiding behind their computer. Your client database, which is your biggest asset, isn't just an email list or your social media followers. It's your phone contacts. It's your past clients. It's coworkers from your previous or current job. It's vendors, it's people from your kid's school, your Pilates class, your spouse or partner's network, everyone in your life. Remember Kevin Bacon and the 6 degrees of separation concept? Everyone knows someone who knows your next client, and they're closer than you think. Here's the thing. Social media isn't meant to be a desperate begathon of now booking discounts and pushy sales posts. If it were that easy and you could just post now booking and get flooded with clients, everyone would be doing it and everyone would have a thriving business. Your biggest marketing opportunity is the person that you can build a relationship with and help them see how photography fits into their life. Likely, it isn't even a person who's actively out there searching for photography right now. It's probably the person standing right next to you when you're in line at Target. Better marketing happens by building relationships through your network and by partnering with other businesses who already have a relationship with your ideal client. Listen, the reality is all of these activities require you to get out from behind your computer and connect with people in the real world. And yes, even if you're an introvert, even if you call yourself shy or awkward, listen, if you have one friend in the world, then that is proof that you can talk to people and build a relationship. And here's something important. When you think about all the effort you put into posting on social media, comparing yourself to others, or scrolling through other people's feeds feeling inadequate, what if you took all of that energy and put it toward actually simply getting involved in your community to improve your business? Case in point, my student Felix Bird, he wasn't even working as a photographer until he found our programs. His biggest lesson, we don't need more marketing. It's about what you say to people that you meet. Felix went on to follow our process of just talking to people, and he made over $16,000 photographing dogs through a super fun little campaign we gave him called Pooch Playoffs. You bet it wasn't because he was sitting behind his computer screen. Hey, do you want to get more marketing ideas? If so, you will love to get your hands on my 12-month photography marketing planning calendar. You'll get done for you marketing activities for every month and so much more. I'll stick the link in the description. Truth number 4, the best time to start a business is when the economy stinks. Listen, when I opened my first studio, it was literally 2 weeks before 9/11 in 2001. People told me, oh my gosh, Sarah, you're crazy. This is the worst time to be trying to get your business going. But here's the truth. You don't need a booming economy to succeed. In fact, the photographers who learn how to build their business in tough times, they're the ones who can thrive no matter what the economy is doing. Think about it. It only makes sense that the best time to start is when the economy stinks, because then nothing can stop you. If you want to wait until the economy is perfect, first off, you're instantly going to have a ton of competitors. But also when times get hard, you're not going to know what to do. Having to learn how to build a recession-proof business from day one actually served me. Most people try to time the market and wait for perfect conditions, but I think perfect timing is a myth. The photographers who learn to thrive in tough times, they're the ones who get to lead the market when times are good. Like my student, Tassie Winters. She's a mom of 5 in Texas. She proved this point perfectly. Even with economic uncertainty, Tassie turned a $200 mini session client into a $1,700 order. Then she landed her first real boutique client using our system and got a $13,746 order after working with us for only 8 weeks. Truth number 5, you'll never be cheap enough because your competition is working for free. A lot of photographers think that their competition is, oh, that guy down the street or that person marketing mini sessions or the one who's on Instagram doing all these sessions, killing it. Nope. Your real competition is free. It's your client whose high school babysitter has a nice digital camera. It's your cousin who will be taking pictures for nothing. It's the mom at school giving away digital files to everyone so that they don't miss a thing. Here's why: when you focus on creating finished artwork, large wall portraits, things that become heirlooms, you're not competing with free anymore. And you're not engaging in a price war. You're in a completely different category. So you'll attract better clients who love you, gush on you, and will stay loyal to you. Truth number 6, a lot of you need to hear this one. Money in your bank account does not mean profit. When I first started, I ran my business out of my checking account. I'd see money sitting there and I'd say, oh, great, I'm making money. I can buy new equipment or I can buy whatever it is. But here's the truth. That money wasn't profit. By the time I paid the bills, right? The film, the processing, the prints, the taxes, and all of the other expenses, there was barely any money left for me. While I wasn't considering what I was doing a hobby, I feel like it was hobby income, meaning very little. Profit doesn't just show up, my friend. You have to know your numbers. You have to price correctly, and you have to run your business like a real business. The thing is, you can't tell what your profit is just by looking at the incoming order. Your profit is a function of your margin that comes from 2 things. One, it's how much you're paying to create the products that you're selling. And 2, how much are you spending to run your business? The first category we call cost of sales or cost of goods sold. These are the expenses that you're paying to deliver your client's art, which would be lab fees, framing, and the one thing most people forget is your time. That should be 20% of your prices. So if you're not making at least 80% margin there, you're underpricing. And most of you are underpricing because you're not accounting for your time. Then you have to charge a high enough price to cover the overhead of your business, your phone, your computer, your software. If you have a studio, the thing is, if you can keep those expenses to 30 to 40% at the most, you'll have a 40 to 50% net profit. My friend, that is unheard of in many industries. So you can either fix your numbers or you can keep playing dumb about them. We always joke because when you play dumb, you get hit with what we call a dumb tax. And believe me, I've had my share of those. So you're going to learn the lesson one way or another. Truth number 7, hoping people buy. It's not a strategy. When I first started, I thought if I just handed over a stack of printed images and I crossed my fingers, people would magically place big orders. Guess what? They didn't. Hope isn't a business plan. Here's the thing. People don't buy what they can't see. If you want your clients to invest in large artwork, you've got to have a system that serves them in a way that you make it easy for them to see and invest in this heirloom artwork. We have 5 steps in our system that starts with educating them on the first phone call. Then we meet with each client in person before this session to plan not just what they're wearing, that's what most photographers think, but what artwork are we shooting for and where will it go in their home? From there, we create a session plan so that I can shoot specifically to sell. Then I sit with the client as we hold their hand and we help them place their order. By the the end, when I present the images to my client, that is the fun and easy part. Large orders don't just happen without proven, repeatable systems. I would rather have a system then hope I can get lucky. Truth number 8, the process you're avoiding because you think it sounds salesy is actually the one that works. I avoided what we call projection sales for years because I thought it sounded so salesy. Projection sales is where we sit down with the client and we project their images big on a wall, or you could use a computer, but I take their order right there. When I was getting going, I couldn't imagine doing this right there in front of me. I was thinking, oh my gosh, this feels like pressure. This feels salesy and yucky. And what if they don't like them? What if they got mad? What if, right? It was the whole what if conversation. And then I had to learn that those were limiting beliefs, and I had to have a process and believe in it. And here's the wild part. It took me a couple years of fighting off head trash until I would finally try it. And I did this with a friend of my husband's, which probably in retrospect was stupid because it felt so risky going in, right? Because if I screwed up with someone who knew me, she was going to tell everybody what a fraud I was. And at the end, she actually thanked me for it. She said, Sarah, you made this so easy. Keep doing this. And that's when it clicked. That process I was avoiding, the one that sounded so salesy in my head, was actually the process that served my clients. To get myself going, and I kind of broke down my fears, my worst case scenario was them saying no, right? And not buying anything, which is exactly where I was right now. Here's what I wish I would have known. Your fear of regret has to become bigger than your fear of rejection. Dumping a gallery of images on your clients and leaving them to figure it out on their own doesn't serve them. They may not realize they need guidance, but once you sit down with them and you narrow things down and help them decide, that's when they open their wallets. All right, let's do a quick recap. Here are the 8 brutal truths about being a portrait photographer who actually wants financial freedom. Number 1, you don't need to work your kids' lives away. The problem isn't needing to work harder. It's that you're working in a broken business model. Number 2, you can't sell out of your own wallet. What controls you controls your income, so stop projecting your broke money fears onto your clients. Number 3, your next client is at the grocery store, not on Instagram. Real relationships beat social media posts every time. Number 4, the best time to start a business is when the economy stinks, which is now. Learn to thrive right now when times are tough, and you'll dominate when times are good. Number 5, you'll never be cheap enough because your competition is free. Stop competing on price and start creating artwork that has no free alternative. Number 6, money in your account does not mean profit. Know your numbers or keep making excuses, but know that excuses don't pay the bills. Number 7, hoping people will buy is not a strategy. Large orders require proven systems, not luck. Number 8, the salesy process you're avoiding, that's the exact one your clients will love you for. Guidance isn't pushy, it's helpful, and that's when wallets open. If one of these or all of them hit you right between the eyes, that is your sign. That's the truth that you need to face if you want to finally stop scraping by and start building a business that actually pays you.